on the low line, and then going in for your hand shot. So it's the same way, you're creating timing, but instead of just probing with the hand, you're also adding the element of the kick, which comes slightly after the hand. If I feel that everything's safe with my hand, they're saying you can come in on the low line with the kick faster than you could respond with the hand. So this motion right here, you're doing bong on the high line, and you're stomping with the cross stomp on the low line. Now I talked about the cross stomp a little bit at Chum Q level, but there's some other applications for it here in Biu Jee. Now one of the ways that I use that cross stomp is, first of all, when we're open, and I've worked my way in with whatever technique, and once I'm in close like this, I'll pull through like this, and then I'll stomp on the guy's knee. Now another way is once I pull through here, I can stomp this way with the cross stomp. So that's another way of hyperextending that person's knee. Or if we were closed, and I worked my way in, again, I could sweep it here, and then stomp on it right there with that cross stomp. So there's a couple of ways that I might use that. Now another way I might use it, again, I showed it in the headlock. When Gavin has me locked up, I'll use this to brace the back of his foot, and I'll stomp my heel down on his foot. That's one of the ways I might use it. You know, anytime you sort of kick backwards and stomp on the guy's leg, it's that idea. Now, if I have an opponent who wants to back up on me, like step sliding back, and instead of chasing him as he walks backwards, what I'll do instead is stomp on his foot. That cuts his backing up short. So this is a way of trapping the foot, just like gum sao with the hand, but using the foot, sort of like a gum gyuk. So we use it in these different ways. All right, another way I use that cross stomp, after having used seat ma to sweep, if I stepped out to the side and then swept his leg up, I could step behind him here and push him down that way. So what I did, slowly, was I stepped to the side and then stepped in to sweep that foot. Then I used that cross stomp to step right behind him, and that locks up his leg and throws him right down. Then I can finish up with another cross stomp. All right, another way I use this cross stomping motion as gum gyuk or pressing foot is from sticky foot. Anytime I'm in a relationship here where my leg's touching his, I can then push down and go into a kick. From the inside, if I wanted to, I could push down, go into a kick. Or if he was trying to kick me, again, I could push down there and go into a kick. If I was touching the other leg, it'd be the same thing. Push down and go into a kick, or if he tries to kick me, push down. Or from the inside, again, run into a push down, go into a kick. So there's a few different ways you can use it there. Now on the ground, I also use this movement of the cross stomp here to attack various limbs. Like here, if I go to stomp on the guy's hand and like keep that and break the arm. I showed that a little while ago. I wouldn't hesitate in a street fight to stomp any part of the guy's body. I wouldn't even hesitate here to stomp on his head, if that's what it took. Stomping here or anywhere that you can on the ground. You can go with stomping motions. You can get around here. You can stomp on the guy's foot. From here, long range, you can stomp anywhere you can that's a vital area. Spine, or anywhere like that. All right, next I'm going to talk about the bong side kick. So from position, I stomp, and then I go bong sao and side kick. Now, one thing that I want to keep in mind is that when I'm doing a side kick, I don't want my elbow to be in the way. I don't want to like bump into my own elbow. So when I start to kick with a side kick, I automatically just turn my guard upside down to get it out of the way. Now I can also use that to deflect and kick. For example, when we're open and Gavin gives me the jab, I can bong side kick. When the cross comes, just finish off as normal. So again, that was bong side, tanda, retrap. Now if we were closed, I could use bong side kick. When the first one came here, second one, bong side kick, and then finish off as normal. So I went in here, and then there it was. Finish off as I fall. All right, next I'm going to talk about bong gyuk, which is the wing leg deflection. After I do my side kick here, I go down into this position here with my leg. Very similar to bong sao, bong gyuk. Now, it introduces the concept of blocking with the legs. Now, just as I have bong sao and bong gyuk, there's tan sao, tan gyuk. There's jut sao, jut gyuk, outside jut sao, outside jut leg. There's fuk sao, there's fuk sut. There's ding sao, there's ding sut. So the legs correspond with the hand movements in Wing Chun. Now the bong gyuk itself can be used in a few ways, and I'll show you a couple. One would be if we were closed, and if Gavin were trying to kick my rear knee with his rear foot, right in there. What I could do is just sweep that leg over and go in with the kick, with the hit rather. So what I did is deflect, kick, and hit. So I went bong and then straight in. It'd be the same thing against the punch. Bong and go in with the hit. Bong and go in with the hit. So it's the same idea there. Now if we were closed and Gavin was throwing that front kick at this leg right there, I could again use bong gyuk and sweep it over. So what I did was just kicked upwards, in, and then went in with the shot. Now like I said, that introduces us to the concept of leg blocks. There's other ones. There's tan sao and tan leg. You see the way that the arm is shaped and the way that the leg is shaped is similar. And just as closed, tan sao works here. If that round kick comes, tan leg works the same way. Just as I would go tan hit, I would go tan hit. See? So I could use it that way. Fuk sao here has a corresponding fuk knee. So the round kick goes to the groin, fuk knee stops it there, and then goes in for the shot. So you can see there's a number of different hands that correspond with feet. All right, now the last thing that we do after having finished the form, putting the leg down, that introduces us to the concept here, standing on one leg, of finishing Silim Tao again on one leg. In other words, I told you that you could leave out the end of Chum Kyu and the beginning of Biu Jee to create one long form. It would be like you do the whole Silim Tao, but then you leave out the beginning of Chum Kyu and start Chum Kyu. So in other words, at the end of Silim Tao, you'd be like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then Chum Kyu starts. Then at the end of Chum Kyu, you'd be like 1, 2, 3, hit, hit, and then this would be the first of Biu Jee. See? And at the end of Biu Jee, you're supposedly, after finishing, bong sao bong gyuk, and you would think that, okay, I'm doing my bong gyuk position now. So I guess that tells me that I could either close the form, or it means that I guess I could just go ahead and do my Silim Tao form all on one foot and go through the whole form like that. So you'd be doing your Silim Tao form on one foot, and you could start the whole cycle over again. Now if you can do the whole Silim Tao form on one foot on both sides after having done both forms, you will have had a pretty good workout. Now that concludes my explanation of the three forms. So I hope you stay tuned for the next tape. We're going into drills.